Well, hello, storytellers, and hello, world. Welcome again to another featured author interview. And we are streaming live right now by our Readers Magnet Facebook page and Readers Magnet YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, then, kindly do so. And joining us today, a very, special person, or author rather, here with Readers Magnet. Her name is Lauralee Lindholm, who spent years as a missionary in Africa and also followed by teaching English later, and later returning in Ethiopia. And she basically helped to aid, the church. Now she manages Heart of Utopia, which is an online bookstore supporting education for underprivileged children and literacy programs for women in a rural Ethiopian churches. So today, she will be showcasing her book, which is Out of Darkness into Light, a dramatic saga in the Orthodox highlands of Ethiopia. Welcome, Laura Lee.
Thank you. I'm
Well,
happy to
I
be
was
here.
Oh yeah, me too. I'm really excited to do this interview with you today. But can you tell us probably a little bit more about yourself before we begin?
All my life, I wanted to be a missionary. And it's wonderful that I found a husband who wanted to do the same thing. And 50 years ago, we went to Ethiopia to work in the highlands where no missionary, no foreigner had ever lived.
Wow.
And
And mhm.
the people there were living like they did thousands of years ago in mud huts, no electricity, no water, running water, no primitive farming, a lot of sickness, and they fought each other all the time. So it was like living in the Wild West.
Wow, that must be very difficult for both of you to surpass that. And what was the outcome after doing such a thing like that or a good action like that?
For 5 years, we were on a community development team with a doctor, a vet, an agriculturalist, and my husband taught rug weaving. And we tried to get them to change and get better and learn new things and lives improve. And they didn't really change. And the worst part was that they were living in fear of evil spirits. And they were all claimed to be Orthodox Christians, but they didn't have any peace or joy. So we prayed for one person to understand and believe and change. And not long after that, a priest came and he said, I figured out that living by the law is not going to do it. I can't keep the law. And I need God's forgiveness and I want to change my life. And so we said, thank you. One person is enough. And then 2 weeks later, he came back and said, I want to burn my magic books. I'm not only
Okay.
the head priest, I'm the head wizard of this area. And then a
Wow.
spiritual battle started. And that's what this book is all about, is that
Wow, there you
battle
go.
between good and
Wow.
evil. And good won, but it
Well,
wasn't
good thing.
easy.
Well, probably, talking about your book, Out of Darkness into Light, it's really interesting. And I think it's gonna create a lot of interest to everybody, the title itself already. But can you explain the significance of the book title? And were there any other, titles that you have in mind, before putting it into paper?
I did. I originally
Okay.
called it Acts 2. Acts is a book in the Bible that tells what happened after Jesus. And Acts happened again. All the things that happened in Acts back then, 2,000 years ago, happened again to us. And that's when they started happening. We were amazed and thrilled because God was doing again what he did in the book of Acts. And that's the only way people could change, was by God working in their lives. So But then I thought if I call it Acts 2, if somebody is not a Bible believer, they won't have any idea what I'm talking about. So
Exactly.
I thought this was a better title for everyone to understand.
Right. It's pretty easy. Out of darkness, pretty much everyone is going to that kind of situation in our life, right? And into the light. Once you discover that, the Word of God is pretty much one of the things that can save you from whatever despair or sadness or any problems that we might have. And there you go. We got a comment from a live audience, JP Abyssilia. You said, lovely and inspiring book. Thank you for sharing your book, Laura Lee. God bless you more. Wow. There you go. Love
Yes.
it.
Thank you.
Right. But anyway, um, what are the key ingredients do you think in creating a book like this? Like you're basically mixing a lot of or putting a lot of emotions here and making sure that you are providing facts. Like how do you create this kind of book, or what would be like the secret rather?
Well, I'm telling a true story. I did not plan a page of this. Every day we waited to see what's God going to do today. And we were so busy living it and doing it and so on. It wasn't until we got to the end of things and it all turned out so amazing that I said, I have to write this down. But it was like it was written in my mind. I couldn't forget, I could remember everything. So I wrote this book 45 years ago. And now is the time to tell the story because today, as a result of what happened back then, there are 350 churches called New Testament Baptist churches in Ethiopia that came from what God did back then. And one young
Wow.
man, the head of it, wrote right on the back of the book, I am a living witness and a fruit of the light that shined in the deepest darkness. This book shows the power of the gospel to transform lives. So he's a living witness.
Wow, that's amazing, Laura Lee. Well, I think the world really need this kind of book right now.
I do
You
too.
know,
We're in a hard
yeah,
time now, and
I,
God
I,
is willing to work today if we let him and watch for him.
exactly, and uh, it's really heartbreaking for me to see that somehow uh, there's like probably not just hundreds, probably thousands of people out there that doesn't believe in God anymore.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know how we can save them. And I guess this kind of book is one of those books that they really need to understand that God is basically exists. You
Hmm.
know, we just have to accept it. And anyway, for those who are watching us live right now, you can grab a copy of this book of Lauralee Lindholm. It's Out of Darkness into the Light, a dramatic saga in the Orthodox highlands of Ethiopia. It's available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com, eBay, and soon it will be available worldwide. So no matter where you are, you should be able to purchase this wonderful book. Now, I got a funny questions here for you, Laura Lee, and I just wonder this. I just had this in my head earlier. If your book was a dish, what would it be, and why?
In Ethiopia, my favorite food is called baya ainetu. I do speak their language. It's a
Okay.
big pancake with little piles of different food, meat and
Hmm.
vegetables and um, tomatoes and cottage cheese and all of this stuff. And you eat with your hands. You take a piece of the bread and you dip in and get this and that and the other thing. Every kind of good thing is on Baya Ainetu. This book has every kind of different good thing. You'll be amazed. It's an exciting book.
Is there any pictures in this book, or pure
Yes,
text
there
and
are
knowledge?
pictures and
Oh, wow. Okay.
taken back at the time. And we went at the invitation of Emperor Haile Selassie, the Emperor of Ethiopia
Oh,
at the time. So this is my
wow.
husband with the emperor. And we have pictures of the people back then, how they dressed, what the land looked. My husband taught rug weaving. There's pictures of Orthodox priests in their beautiful clothes. This book is
Ooh.
a treasure of pictures. And I'm so glad I had them and could get them and put them in the book. Kept them around all these years.
Right. I mean, pictures are or images are actually helping a reader to be in that kind of scene or it's like
Yes,
bringing
that's
the
the
history,
stage.
you know. Exactly. And what what was has what was the most fulfilling experience that you have as an author or as a missionary?
I this story is the purpose of my whole life. And right now is the perfect time to tell it. I'm not getting younger in case I really am 84 years old. And so I think God wants me to see this story get found by the world because it's so unusual.
Well, that's true. That's true. And do you have any challenges in promoting this book or offering this book to somebody that, let's say, a friend or a neighbor? Did you have any um like fear of showcasing it to them? And if there is a challenges like that, how did you like overcome it?
Well, just like the day the book came out, I invited a group of ladies over and told them little parts of the story, and every lady said, "I want a book." So I know that they're going to like it. So it's easy to tell people you should get this book.
Wonderful. And I just can't help but wonder that picture right there in the cover, is that from Ethiopia or is
Yes,
that
it
something
is.
that you?
I took this
Oh,
picture myself in the mountains. It's a 11,000 foot high plateau. Plateau means
wow.
it's the top of the mountains, but it's flat.
Flat, yeah.
Yeah. So it
How did
doesn't
how did
look
how did
like
you
a
climb that?
mountain.
Like, is there a trail going to that section or?
Well,
y-
we
y-
went on a dirt road in a Land Rover and got stuck a lot and had to
Okay.
dig out. But anyway, today there's a paved road there. And
Okay.
yeah,
That's interesting. Yeah, I
yeah.
was just wondering how did you came to that kind of location. But anyway, if your readers only remember one thing, all right, about your book, what do you want them to remember?
God is working today just like he did 2,000 years ago. You just have to be looking for it.
Wow, that's really powerful right there. And who would you recommend this book to?
Oh, everybody. But particularly because we were working in the Orthodox Church, I think Orthodox people should be interested. But I think anybody who wants to know how God works, how you can recognize it, what it looks like, this is a good book for that.
And is there any upcoming shows or events that you're going to be participating, where they can possibly see you or get a
Well,
signed
I'm
copies
going
from
to
you?
be at the LA Times Book Fair in Los Angeles on Sunday, April 21. I would love to see you there.
Oh wow, that's amazing. So you're going to be doing a book signing in there?
I am. Yes, I definitely
Wow,
am.
that's wonderful. Well, I'm excited for you, Laura Lee, and for those who are watching us live right now. You heard it, guys. So she will be in the LA Times Festival of Books this coming April 21st, right?
Mhm.
Are you going to be there like noontime or morning time so that they can at least,
Yeah. I
somehow?
think my time is 12. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm coming when it opens at 10 and I'll be
Okay,
there until I have to get on an airplane and leave in the afternoon.
okay, lovely. Well, there you go, guys. So if you want to get a signed copy from Laura Lee, kindly, go to Reader's Magnet booth and look for Lauralee Lindholm, and she will provide you or give you free or signed copies of Out of Darkness into Light, a dramatic saga in the Orthodox highlands of Ethiopia. And if in any case, you won't be able to go there, then it's fine. You can go to Amazon.com, and I believe Amazon.com is available in any place in the world as long as you have internet connections, right? And it's also available in BarnesandNoble.com, a very famous online bookstore, and even in eBay, it's also available, and soon in some other retailers worldwide. So yeah, I really hope we can extend our time today, Laura. I would like to ask you more questions, but you know, um, yeah, invite your audience. Tell them again to get a copy of your book and your schedules and your upcoming books that you might be writing right now. Go ahead. Your message for them, probably.
This is my one book. This is the opus, the work of my life. I'm not going to write another book. I'm going to spend my life telling about this book, what God did. It's a true story. God did it, and it needs to get out.
Wow, that's so inspiring, Laura Lee. And I hope that with this book, into out of darkness into the light, we can help those who really need some guidance. You know,
Mhm. Hope.
um, ho- you know, we wanted to give them hope. With whatever situations that they're into right now.
Mhm.
Sometimes when I get to see those, homeless people, in the street,
Yes.
I just don't know how to help them. I don't have, I'm not a billionaire that I can, provide them everything that they need. But all I did is like just pray for them. And I guess that's the most powerful thing that we can do for everyone right now, to our world, to everybody, basically,
That's
right?
right.
Well,
Nothing
thank
is
you.
impossible for God.
Exactly, and I agree. No matter what your problems is or are, or it could be a debt, or it could be you know a heartbreaking relationship. Prayers is always the best solution, or healing, or way of healing yourself. God will always help you.
Yes.
And again, everyone, Lauralee Lindholm, she's the author of this wonderful book, Out of Darkness into Light, a dramatic saga in the Orthodox highlands of Ethiopia. And if you want a copy of her book, go ahead and Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, eBay, and any possible retailers where you can find her book. And make sure that you type her name correctly, because there's like two E's. Laura Lee, all right, like a Lee, like a Chinese last name, and Lindholm. It may not be a common American name, but it's everywhere. Just make sure that you spell it right. You put in the title, Out of Darkness into Light. There's a bunch of books out there in Amazon that have sort of like almost the same title as Laura Lee's book, but make sure that you put in a dramatic saga, and that will help you find her book. Well, thank you very much again, Laura Lee, for your time, for your beautiful smile, for your inspiring book.
Thank you. Good to talk to
And
you.
good to talk to you as well. And as we say it here with Reader's Magnet, we share your story with the world. Goodbye.
Goodbye.